Tonight we'll see the Oklahoma City Thunder playing. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. And Chris Paul will be in action tonight, and no doubt he is one of the best in the game. There are a lot of great point guards in the league, but Shaq, is he still the most complete point guard, would you say?
I would say yes. He makes his teammates immensely better with his on-point passing. Ernie, he still showed us the last playoffs that he could still hit that clutch shot.
Yeah, I still say he's one of the best on-ball defenders and basketball hawks at his position. Great all-around guard, great all-around player, and probably, I would say, one of the best leaders other than LeBron James in the game.
Let's go courtside. What do you say? Kevin Harlan has got the call.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of proud brave?
In today's game, home court advantage goes to the Rockets playing here in Houston. Thank you for being with us. 2K Sports brings you the NBA Live this Saturday afternoon broadcast. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Tip-off goes to Houston. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Taking a look at the Thunder. Enes Kanter is out there with Patrick Patterson. And it's the Beast. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's George in at the three, the small forward. Now here's Westbrook. Kanter with a screen on Paul. Westbrook kicks to George. Shot clock at 5. Lets the three fly. Kept alive. Here's Kanter. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And putting in the work on the boards, and it's paying off with chances like that.
And Gia, he does put in the work. You're right. It's why he's on the finishing end of one putback slam after another.
Well, his effort has never been a question mark. He is an incredibly self-motivated player.
Listen, guys, James Harden, clearly the front runner for the best shooting guard in the NBA, arguably in the conversation for the best player in our league. And listen, he's a league leader in scoring a season ago. He's a one-man wrecking crew offensively.
George with the bucket. Paul with the ball. He kicks to Harden. Back to Paul. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Last season for Chris Paul, another strong season. Yet quite a year for him in terms of media hype. He was as strong as ever on the court and off the court.
And that's a great point. You know, he did kind of fly under the radar. It's hard to imagine a first-team Hall of Famer in the future could do that, but a lot of it had to do with Steph Curry kind of coming on to the scene, splashing on the scene, if you will. But he is still one of the top point guards in our league.
And it's Houston's ball. There's the pick. Pass to Anderson. Shoots the three. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Anderson's got 6 points.
That's 3 straight shots to fall here to start. Looking good.
You know, for Paul, you talk about the lack of talk about him last year. Very quietly came close to the 50, 40, 90 club.
Now here's Westbrook. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense.
The 50, 40, 90 club, something only elite scorers reach, and Paul came close while playing point guard. He might not get the hype he used to, but CP3 is very much still one of the best in our league.
Well, looking back on last season, you didn't know where the Rockets would end up in terms of seeding in the playoffs. Ended up with the 2 seed because they won the Southwest Division, and as it turned out, everything worked out very well for them.
It really did, and had a divisional matchup in that first round against the Mavs, but the Rockets took care of business in that series and would advance.
Rockets leading by 4. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played. A shot by Harden, wide open, will not go. This is off the front iron. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game.
And, you know, for the Rockets, they had a major gut check in the second round. Went down 3-1 against the Clippers. Came back to win the series in 7, including Game 6, when I dozed off when they were trailing by 19 in the 4th, and was shocked to wake up in the morning and see they had forced the 7th game.
Here is Paul George making his last shot. Here's Capella. Kicks it out to Ariza. There's a good screen. Harden inside the three-point line. Again, the miss by Harden.
And with the Rockets last postseason, their trip to the conference finals was as far as they would go. Went out to the Warriors in 5 games. Most of them, though, close ones. I think most fans were pleased with how far the team went last year in spite of all the injuries.
For 3, Westbrook now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's the beast. Patterson a screen on Harden. Now here's Patterson. To the paint. It's stolen. And here is Paul. Anderson a screen on Westbrook. Kicks to Harden. There's the triple. Again, the miss by Harden. Oklahoma City trailing. Westbrook dishes to Cantor. Pass to Westbrook. Six on the shot clock. Shoots. Westbrook missing again. Houston's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, I had the chance to talk with the head coach for Houston. I asked him what he thought would be the key for them, and he told me dealing with the penetration of Russell Westbrook. He's one of the most explosive athletes in the game. We've got to send him to help and rotate early to deny him finishes at the rim. Guys, that's never easy.
Thanks again, Doris. George with the screen on Paul. The pass to Patterson. 3-pointer, and the shot is good. Patterson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
Westbrook against Paul. Takes it from 10, and Houston again with the bucket.
And another lead change here. How many of these are we going to have tonight?
I'm not quite sure, but I'm willing to bet it'll be more than a few.
Now here's Westbrook. They set the pick. Passes it to Abrinas. He feeds it to George. Patterson setting the pick for George. Again, Oklahoma City.
Effective screen set there for the jump shot. That was the key to the play.
Everyone understands the importance of Paul George to the ball club. That's why taking his offensive game to the next level would be so beneficial.
Yeah, he has all the physical tools, the instincts, and obviously he has made those strides. But if he wants to become a top 5 guy, he's still got a little bit of work to do in terms of his game.
he's checked in for Ryan Anderson. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Adams, he's checked in for Kansas. Rockets have gone 6 of 9, shooting it well.
For my man PG, Paul George, so much focus has been on extending his range, but ever since he started launching over 5 3-pointers a game, he shot under 43% from the field. Maybe time for him to balance out that shot selection.
The Rockets again can't hit.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Dishes it to Westbrook. Patterson, the screen to the middle. Here's Abrinas. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. And the Thunder lead by 2.
And guys, talking about Paul George, the continued improvement of his ball handling is key to generating more offense. That was a weakness of his coming out of college. He's worked on it, but making it a strength the way LeBron has would go a long way toward getting him to that next level.
Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with.
Now, here's Ariza. Paul George unable to get his shot to go. Ariza with the buckets. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
You know what? Can you believe there have been 7 lead changes already, guys?
Wow.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
Patterson, that's good. Patterson's got 5 now.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already.
Now here's Paul. He has 7. Harden gets the bucket.
Boy, that was a rugged screen set there, fellas, and the defense didn't even try to go through that one.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly he hadn't established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. G's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for James Harden. Now, here is George. He has 6. And there's the foul. It will go on P.J. Tucker.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Roberson. Back to Felton. Feeds it to Robertson. Just 5 on the clock. From 12 feet out. Felton can't get it to go.
We got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts.
That's his first personal foul.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for Houston.
Well, I'll tell you what, they must have had a good shoot-around because they've been fantastic from long range so far, fellas.
And the other thing, though, is their execution in terms of their ball movement has been flawless. Sets up a lot of easy scoring opportunities.
First one falls for him. Usually you talk about how tough a player is, and you're always talking about big guys. But Chris Paul is as tough as they come playing that little point guard position.
Yeah, he's a power pack when you look at him. I mean, he's played through a lot of injuries and still has a big-time impact on the game. Most recently in the playoffs, he played through injury to beat the Spurs.
He hits both from the stripe.
And last year, you could see Paul was hobbled in their loss to the Rockets in the second round. Still, most players wouldn't even have made it back out on the floor, much less been as effective as he was during the postseason.
Now here's McDermott. In the corner, it's Patterson. High post try. Felton can't get that one to fall.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender. Yeah, you know, that's the thing about Paul. He doesn't need to be blazing fast or quick to beat you. He can play seemingly on one leg and still dismantle a defense.
And so here is Oklahoma City following the score by Houston. There's a good screen. Now here's Patterson. He's tightly guarded. To the wing on the left. Releases. And there's McDermott. That's good on the assist by Patterson.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Here's Paul following the basket by Doug McDermott. Lets it go with a three. And there's the call on the net. That is his first foul of the game. Thunder trailing by 3. Now Felton. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Inside.
They've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post has to be option number 1 for them right now.
Paul can't get it to go. Oklahoma City's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Felton against Paul. No one near Felton as he lets it go. And Oklahoma City again with the bucket. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
No kidding. I mean, neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time, guys.
So close.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Now, here's Tucker. Paul outside. Shot clock at 5. Paul can't get that one to fall. The Thunder with the lead. In the corner, it's McDermott. Adams outside. Lets the 3 fly.
Good. Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's key to this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
Here's Paul. He's got 9. Again, the miss by Paul. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they know it, guys. They're playing right now with the kind of energy that is hard to deal with. They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's Paul. To the inside. Long. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And Felton is up top, defended by Paul. Paul against Felton. Elbow shot. The shot will not go.
He got it! My goodness. Unbelievable. Great shot there, Kev. And the crowd is going crazy.
And a moment now to hear from Steven Adams as he reflects back on a life growing up as the youngest of 18 children back in New Zealand.
So, like, the youngest over there has to do everything, like all chores, pretty much 18 years of being rookie. That's pretty much all it is, and people just beat you up for no reason.
Hard to imagine growing up in such a huge family, but it sounds like maybe it prepared him for life in the NBA.
Yeah, got him outside of himself and toughened him up a little bit. No question about that. Wow, 18? That's mind-boggling.
That is amazing.
Yep.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far. And for the Thunder guys, what stands out to you so far?
Just the start they're looking for in this game. Solid offensively through the first.
Very crisp and sharp. Not much stagnation at all on offense.
We've got Harden. Q out there with Anderson. Then there's Gordon. And it's Tucker in at the 3. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. George, no good on the free throw. Well, you look back on the Thunder last season, and the theme was injuries. Too many injuries to the bulk of their core.
And, you know, the big three, Durant, Westbrook, and Ibaka, all missed significant time. Only Westbrook of those three was able to finish the season.
And the Rockets making a change here. Ariza's checked in. Now here's Westbrook. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Westbrook's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Thunder.
And listen, those injuries really did the Thunder in. I mean, at no time during the season did they ever really get a chance to gel and play any stretch of games with their entire roster. Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
Outside, George. And it's good. Fought through contact. It's the shot. He'll go to the free throw line.
You know, every franchise will have a year that is just lost to injuries. I mean, it happens. The hard part of it for the Thunder is that it happened while so many of their stars are in their prime.
And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Oklahoma City?
Guys, right from the start, it's been apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
Well, another thing that's immediately gone right for them is their three-point shooting.
And we all know about Paul George and his injury while with Team USA. I mean, he has still said that he would consider playing international ball.
Now, here's Ariza from deep. And it's Gordon. That time on the assist by Ariza. And that's now 6 points for Eric Gordon. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 4 from long range in the game. Westbrook drives in. That one a little long. For George to be eager to go back and represent the U.S. in international play is a brave move.
Yeah, I think, Kevin, a lot of it might be that he just wants to put that in the past and move on. And sometimes you do that best by confronting things head on. The only way to have that be the past is to keep playing for his country.
Guys, I'm not sure there's a better star player who's a better fit for his team's philosophy than James Harden. He reflects the Rocket system perfectly.
I don't think you're wrong on that, Kevin. I mean, the Rockets, an analytically minded team. They love layups, free throws, and threes. Harden can get all of those done.
Shooting two.
And it's tied up with that one.
And Harden, either intentionally or not, is really the poster child for a new era of analytics that's starting to drive basketball. I mean, he generates a lot of points, but most importantly, he does it with tremendous efficiency, in part because he lives at the free throw line.
Abrinas is checked in for Roberson. And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
And, you know, for the Rockets, acquiring James Harden might be the trade of the decade. You look at what they gave up, and it's hard to argue that they didn't win that transaction in a big way.
Now here's Westbrook. 5 points in the game. There's the pick. Here's George. Offensive rebound. Goes up again, and so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Well, when you think about guards who play without fear or any hesitation, Russell Westbrook is the first of those guys to come to mind.
I tell you what, man, his relentless pursuit and attacking of the goal and his opponent is really something to watch.
And Russell Westbrook drops them both.
And for Westbrook, he had some high praise. Allen Iverson said he's a huge fan of Westbrook and sees so much of himself in him, mostly due to how they play with heart. I'll tell you the other thing. Allen Iverson I always felt was the most intimidating small guard in the history of the league. Russell Westbrook rapidly trying to claim that honor.
Here's Westbrook. James Harden picking up that last basket. They set the pick. And George, here we go. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
You know, I was thinking back to that Iverson quote on Westbrook. They play with that same fire. The styles in which they play are different, but you can see the intensity is the same between them.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
Throw good, Paul George.
You know, and Billy Donovan, the Oklahoma City Thunder, were able to pull him away from the college game last season, signed him to a 5-year deal in the middle of last year's playoffs.
And the Rockets making a change here. Capella's checked in. He's perfect from the line this time. And for Billy Donovan, we were talking about him. He had been with Florida for so long, the Gator program built by him. It would be a big change. He had been thinking about it, though, before. He almost took, remember that, Greg, the Magic job back in 2007.
You know, there was a change of heart for him with the Orlando gig. And Donovan's done nothing but win at Florida. And he'll have that same pressure to succeed with the high expectations with the Thunder.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter of basketball. There's a screen by Cantor. Westbrook passes to George. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 3 assists now in this one. Rockets trail by 4. Gordon with it. He's got 6. Harden inside the three-point line. Again, the Rockets score.
And fellas, in this quarter, he's improved on what was already a very good performance in period number 1.
It's Westbrook with the drive. And the rejection by Harden.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Here's the screen. The feed to Capella. The Thunder pull it in.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now, here is George. He's got 14. Harden with the defensive effort.
His shot's just, it's not there right now. With his team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
For 3, Gordon, and he gets it to go. Gordon's got a pair of triples in the second now for Houston.
That's number 2 for him from long range in the quarter, his 3rd overall.
All right, Houston, coming off the court, your own Rockets power dancer. Give it up. Outside Westbrook. To the middle. It's intercepted. Harden outside. Ariza outside. The 3. But they'll get another chance. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
That's example number one of why he is such a strong defensive player and why he has such a great defensive reputation.
And it's a defensive 3-second violation. It's no secret, Clark, what this Houston Rockets team wants to do. They want to get to the line, drive the lane, and hurt you from outside the arc.
And they'll do it all at a very fast pace. I mean, they're fun to watch. The pace is something that I think sneaks up on teams sometimes, Kevin.
Good point.
And no doubt the Rockets were one of the faster-paced teams in the league last year. When you have the firepower they do, you want it to become a scoring fest.
And so here is Oklahoma City. Pass to Abrinas. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. And George, here we go. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Kevin, a big guy with his quickness should be almost illegal. How can you guard that? A lot of the wins for the Rockets, guys, I thought last year came from just wearing down their opponent. I mean, you can keep up with their pace for a quarter, maybe two, but it's very hard to sustain it for 48 minutes shot for shot.
And another miss. Ooh, he's having a really ugly game.
Yeah, about as ugly as you can have, you're right. The dish to Westbrook. Down low, here's Adams, and there's a nice one-handed slam.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Oh, that's a tough three-point try when you've got the defense right there.
Well, he'd have to be really good to knock down a shot like that against that kind of defense.
Now here's Westbrook. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. Four on the shot clock. Harden with the defensive effort.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Now here's Gordon. He's got 9. Such a wide open look. Anderson's got 9.
Great opportunity right there. He's got such tremendous length. He can just rise up and get separation for the three.
There's the pick. Westbrook kicks to George. The 19-foot shot. That one off the back iron and out.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Now here's Gordon, and the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. Houston making some changes. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Paul subbed in for James Harden. And then for Oklahoma City, Patrick Patterson. He's checked in for Steven Adams. Doug McDermott comes in for George. That's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Now, here's Cantor. Cantor sets the pick for McDermott. That's good, and so Felton has the assist there. McDermott's got 5.
Boy, that was a pretty feed from Raymond Felton.
And here is Paul. Anderson a screen on Felton. Paul left side. Nice 4 for 7 from the floor with that shot.
And he's not going to pass up on chances like that. Even with just a sliver of daylight, he can get to the rim.
Felton kicks to Patterson. Back to Patterson. Again, Oklahoma City.
Assist from Abrinas.
Now Paul. He's got 11. Nene with the screen on Felton. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, good call there. I mean, he's clearly moving when he set the screen.
And he lowered the shoulder, too. I mean, they were going to get him there one way or the other. I mean, that was an easy call.
G's checked in for the Rockets. Roberson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. The Thunder leading by 3. Felton dishes to Cantor. He kicks to Patterson. Pass to Felton. He feeds it to McDermott. Back to Felton. 5 on the clock. Roberson. Oklahoma City gets it back. Outside Felton. Patterson, the screen. McDermott passes to Felton. From outside, off the mark.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And for Raymond Felton, last year was nothing short of a disaster. Missed the first 31 games with an ankle injury sustained in preseason. And he played for a poor team. And things, you know, Greg, being the leader, the ball handler like you were, they just never got much better for Felton as the season went on.
Yeah, the problem when you have that issue early on, the season isn't going to wait for you.
Right.
You know, you're basically in catch-up mode, and so because of that, he never got into any kind of a rhythm when he was available to play. And that's not surprising, given that he averaged less than 10 minutes a game for the season after averaging 33 a game for his entire career.
Here's Roberson following the basket by Chris Paul. McDermott with it. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries. Paul with the ball. Now Felton to Thunder. Paul against Felton. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut back down to 3 points with the bucket from Paul.
Those defenders look like they're out of gas. I mean, they're getting pushed around on the low block.
Yeah, but they better rally soon because they've given up 3 straight buckets in the paint.
Patterson, the screen. McDermott kicks to Patterson.
And what Patrick Patterson gives you guys is solid all-around play. He can help you in a lot of areas. High basketball IQ, high character, understands his role, knows his limitations, and stays within himself.
The Thunder have been coming through at the charity stripe. They've made 7 of their 8 attempts.
Okay, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Wow, this game just a commanding performance for Patterson. He's got 8 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Different feel here in the second quarter. A little more banging going on.
Man, and it's really served them well. Seeking out the contact you mentioned and putting pressure on the defense.
And it's Gordon missing. And going back to Patterson for just a moment, he's been lauded for his mature approach. Ever since high school in West Virginia, he was involved in a highly publicized recruiting battle between Florida and Kentucky, ultimately choosing the latter.
Yeah, and you know, the part of his game, Kevin, that he's really worked on is his ability to face up and shoot. Really starting to evolve into a guy that can space the floor, that space 4. And when he's hitting that jumper at a high percentage, I think his value to the team goes up exponentially.
Now, here's Felton. 5 on the clock. Here's Patterson. Here's Cantor. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Cantor's got 6 points.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Now, here's Felton following the shot by Chris Paul. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game play. And Roberson kicks to McDermott. For 3. This ball drags the miss.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
That's it, and the Oklahoma City leaders got down to 5 on the bucket from Long.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Oklahoma City out in front, up by 5. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
I would call that a competitive, first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 16 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Well, the reserves really came through when they needed a spark. This is a close game. Any points you can get from your bench are huge. I thought the bench guys came in and inserted themselves like they wanted a starting spot. And that's what you want. Subs who are ready to produce the moment they step on the floor.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
The three-point shot has really helped them out. I don't always like to see teams rely on the three, but when it's dropping like that, I say roll with it. They keep setting good screens, run these pick and rolls, they'll be tough to beat.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
The Thunder lead by 5. And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Russell Westbrook out there with the beast. Then it's Paul George. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Patterson in at the power forward. Good. 8 points for Enes Kanter.
Solid job by them on the glass here tonight. +8 in rebound.
You know what? That rebound has always been a critical element of the game, and that's why they are now understanding how to win.
Ariza no luck. Oklahoma City's gotten a lot of looks from outside tonight. 5 of 12. Harden against Westbrook. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Well, guys, before last season, Trevor Ariza signing a 4-year, $32 million deal with the Rockets. Big free agent get for the team.
And, you know, they wanted to re-sign Chandler Parsons, Kevin, but with his departure, in comes Ariza, and Trevor is a quality replacement. I mean, a terrific wing defender, and he's a nice spot-up shooter as well.
And, you know, you compare their games. Ariza a bit more limited maybe offensively than Parsons, a few years older, but he's also a better defender and also better at playing without the basketball. Remember, you got 5 guys out there, only 1 ball. Sometimes your chemistry can improve when a guy doesn't need the basketball to be effective.
Westbrook, no good.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication.
And he gets it to go.
And, you know, for the Rockets, a nice pairing with James Harden and Trevor Ariza. Ariza, a spot-up shooter and defender, while Harden arguably the premier offensive creator in the league. I mean, they really complement each other well.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Capella dishes the ball. And it's sent back by George. Westbrook passes to Abrines. He gives them a double-digit lead. And now it's a 10-point Thunder lead.
A great assist. Nice work from Russell Westbrook.
Ball against Westbrook. On the wing, Harden. From the arc. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got his 8th assist in the game.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
Now here's Westbrook. 9 points in the game so far. He dishes it to Cantor. Ball against Westbrook. Now here's Paul. Poked loose. It's Ariza on the wing. Here's Capella. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And how about the offensive rebound with a little extra punch on the putback?
You're right, Greg. As they look to trim the deficit, could we see them send a few more bodies to the boards from here on out? Maybe, just maybe.
Well, I don't think it would be a bad idea, Kevin. I mean, they could use all the second chance points they can get.
How about that move? You'll see very few players able to pull off just sensational stuff.
Back to Paul. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Paul's got 17.
And really, last season, the Thunder came into the year as a popular pick to win the West. Of course, we know what happened in terms of injuries, and they ended up having them on the outside looking in terms of the postseason.
Adams, who's checked in for Enes Kanter. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. For the Thunder, their play against the rest of the West wasn't a huge problem as to why they missed the playoffs. And Clark, you know, they went 25-27 against the rest of the West.
Well, at first glance, that doesn't look too bad, but only 7 wins in those 29 games against the Western Conference playoff teams. With the talent the Thunder have, you still think of them as favorites in the West, at least one of the favorites in the West.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. Ariza, right side. Ariza with another miss.
It just hasn't been a very good day for him, guys. They need him to start burying some of those.
Westbrook kicks to Adams. Over to the wing. Patterson, the screen. The pass to Westbrook. The shot is off. Good work defensively by Harden. Rockets trail by 7. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And that's 13 points for James Harden. Thunder have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And here we go. Harden heading to the hoop. And that one's good. Harden's got 7 now in this quarter.
Another bucket in the paint. That's something they just have not been able to stop today.
Yeah, the defense is all about disrupting timing and spacing, and what they've got going right now is not getting it done.
Westbrook gets to Patterson. Hands it from downtown. Patterson's got 14.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And here's Harden. He's got 15. They set the pick. Kicks it to Capella. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on George.
Wow. He got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple. Boy, last year the Rockets dealt with a lot of injuries. I mean, the front court and post players were hit the hardest. I think almost every Rocket big would end up missing some time.
He misses the free throw. And last season, GA, as you were talking about, the injuries for the Rockets did pile up. Dwight Howard was out. Terrence Jones was out. they missed those guys for multiple games.
Yeah, and that hurt him inside. But also, remember, Beverly goes down right before the playoffs. So in all, the Rockets had 180 missed games on their roster due to injury. Amazing they stayed so resilient and were able to capture that 2 seed.
And there's the defensive 3-second call. Kiwi Steven Adams, one of the toughest players down on the block.
And Kevin Adams is not afraid to get under somebody's skin. He's pretty strong defensively, too.
And, you know, guys, that's one of the things I like about Adams. I mean, he'll draw the ire of opposing players just because of how he approaches the game.
On defense, the Rockets. Here's Westbrook. He's off from 17 feet.
Yeah, and guys, Adams doesn't want to be known as a dirty player. I mean, I think he feels he plays aggressive and he hustles, and that sometimes rubs players the wrong way.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on the clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Westbrook dishes to Patterson. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
And so here is Houston, trailing by 4. Pass to Q. Dishes it to Ariza. They set the pick. Feeds it to Harden. Jacks up a 3. And another 3 for Houston.
I don't think you can say enough about the quarter he's had. Every one of his attempts has gone down.
Here's Westbrook. 11 points in the game. To the middle. Here's George. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Last year, the Thunder were in a playoff battle all season, Clark. Their road record of 16-24, a big part of why they didn't sneak into the playoffs.
Well, when you're dealing with the kinds of injuries the Thunder had last year, it's impossible to be your best, and grinding out road wins is that much tougher.
And the first one at the line is good.
And really with the Thunder and their road problems last season, both Phoenix and New Orleans had better road records than they did. And had the Thunder been tougher on the road, no doubt they would have made it in.
Andre Robertson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses.
You know, the Thunder had road trouble right out of the gate last season, guys. Only had 1 road win in their first 9 road games. They also had 4 different instances of 4 or more game road losing streaks last season.
Rockets have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor. Something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
Yeah, it's been a very frustrating season for them in that regard, guys.
They throw good. James Harden.
Harden doing it all. 22 points, and he's got 9 points from behind the arc.
And that's been an important part of his game today. It's really space the floor.
That one drops. He ties it up.
And the Rockets were a tough team last year, but at times it really felt like a one-man show. Harden carried them so much for so long. You just have to wonder if it wore him out.
A nice shot by George. Here is Harden. He's got 23. Pass to Q. Westbrook against Paul. And there's the pass to Q. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got 6 rebounds in the game. And Roberson kicks to Westbrook. On the wing, George. To the paint. Here's Adams. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And for long stretches of the season, the Thunder, they had a short bench early on due to injury and just having a short rotation. They did change things up, though, as they went through that regular season.
Shooting 2. Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Well, for the Thunder, Greg, you're talking about, they did have to go to their bench more and more. And Clark, as the season wore on, their bench players were playing a lot of minutes.
Yeah, actually, they ended up in the top 10 in bench minutes played. The trades they made at the deadline helped bring depth to the team, and they took advantage of it.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Nene, he's checked in for Capella. P.J. Tucker comes in for Trevor Ariza. And Gordon subbed in for Chris Paul. Now, here is Harden. Harden draws the double. Unloads from 13. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down to just 1 on the basket from Q.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
And George kicks to McDermott. Back to George. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. George has got 7 now in this quarter. Houston's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Nene setting the pick for Gordon. Off the screen, and it's Houston with another.
And he came off that screen, and the D just didn't get over the top of it.
Yep, weren't there in time enough to challenge Greg, and when that's the case, you can mark those up for him.
Now here's McDermott. He's got 7. Outside Felton. No luck, so Houston will take it the other way. On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Felton. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Harden. Harden's got 5 assists in the game. Felton kicks to George. The feed to Adams. Oklahoma City moving it around. Clock at 6. George double teamed. Stolen by Gordon. Harden with a screen on Felton. The dish to Harden. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. George has got his 3rd rebound on the night. He feeds it to Roberson. Adams, the pass to Felton. He kicks it to George. He needs to get off a shot. Felton can't get it to go.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Rockets.
So far, they've turned in a fantastic performance from the three-point line. It's been a weapon all game.
Yeah, but Clark, the other thing that sticks out for me, the number of assists they've made over the course of this game.
He's off on the first. And the Thunder making a change here. Cantor's checked in. Good on the second free throw. Thunder trailing by 3. Outside, Felton. this one. It's tipped, and he recovers it. 4 on the shot clock. Goes back up, and it comes off the front of the rim.
And I don't know if he needs a rest in this quarter or what, but he needs something to get off the snide.
And you know, guys, Eric Gordon was an unbelievable three-point shooter last season. 45% from behind the arc. The first time he's been over 40% in his career.
You know, we were talking about Eric Gordon, who's always had great range, but not always the great shot selection.
You know, and that's a great point because, you know, we see now that he's starting to mature, starting to value every possession. And that's good news for the rest of that team.
G's checked in for Q. So he gets them both.
And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
Now Felton. There's a screen by Cantor. Cantor with a screen on Harden. Felton kicks to Roberson. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Felton has got his 5th assist in this one. Houston's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7. Here's Gordon, and it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Boy, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip. They've got a battle inside.
This game has been a battle, and maybe they're starting to just run out of gas a little bit.
Now here's Adams. He has 7. That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Felton.
You know, the defense was lax right there, and he's able to make them pay.
And 1:01 left to play in the third. Harden kicks to G. That's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
.55 seconds left in the third. That's good. 27 points for James Harden.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Pass to Cantor. He dishes it to Robertson. McDermott kicks to Adams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Robertson can't hit.
I'll tell you what, you can shake your confidence missing wide open shots like that.
Right side, Gordon. Inside, Harden. Rebounded by McDermott.
That's what we call good defense in the paint. Worth its weight in gold.
It absolutely is, and maybe even more than that. I mean, you saw it right there. Without his presence, that's an easy basket.
Felton dishes to Robertson. Now, here's Cantor. Guarded by Tucker. Just 3 to shoot. Cantor's shot is off. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Rockets lead by 3. And don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. We've got a great game on our hands as we welcome you back. The fourth quarter of action getting started.